Hey there, Ultimate Athletes. One of the concepts that I want to impress upon you in this beginning phase is that of the neutral spine. Everything that you do builds on a foundation of having solid movement patterns, and these movement patterns are established from a base of having a neutral spine. So neutral spine means that in general your shoulders, head, and hips are all in alignment. And so I'm going to point out maybe some details of what to look for and think about when you're thinking about your posture. And this is something that you can practice not just when you're doing the Ultimate Athlete Project, but in your daily life. Having a neutral spine, having good posture is important. So let's start at the top. So for your shoulders, having a neutral spine often means that your shoulders are going to be more retracted than maybe you are used to. So if I'm standing normally, even my shoulders tend to come forward a little bit. When you are doing upper body exercises especially, it's important that you have those shoulders back and retracted. So in the coaching cues of many exercises, I say get your chest tall and your shoulders back, and that's what that means, okay? So you can really feel your shoulder blades squeezing together if you really retract your shoulders, and then wherever your arms drop, that's kind of where they should be. And so then all your upper body pulling and pushing motions are from that point. Even when you are pressing, at the end of the pressing motion, you don't want your chest to cave in. You still want your shoulders retracted, spine tall, neutral spine. So you can kind of feel the difference even in that position. Okay, let's look at the bottom in the neutral spine. That's going to be your hips. Okay, because we sit a lot, our spines tend to kind of, and spines of athletes too, when glutes and hamstrings get tight, tend to get out of alignment, and usually that out of alignment is kind of tilting forward at the hips, okay, and then this gives you more of an arch in your lower spine than is ideal. So you want to think about maybe tilting your hips more in alignment so that they're straight rather than this. So you can see the difference here versus here. That's what I'm talking about. So kind of play around with that and see if you can feel the difference in your hips when you're out of alignment versus when you're in alignment. Okay, you don't want to go too far, but you can feel the difference there. If you want to check your spine alignment, one way to do it is with a, well, here I have a broomstick, okay, and if I hold this broomstick behind me, kind of ideally, you want your head, your thoracic spine, that means your upper spine, and your butt to be all touching the broomstick. And when I do that, if my hips are tilted in the right direction, I'm going to have a little space here. So I'm going to have a little bit of space here that I can put my hand, but not much more. If my hips are tilted too far forward, I would have a lot of space. So that's one way you can kind of check your spine alignment, see if it's what you want it to be. Now, from that, when you kind of feel what your neutral spine is supposed to feel like, you want to have that neutral spine during all of the exercises that you're performing, especially in the preparation phase. Some of these exercises are meant to really help you work on this, especially things like the Cook hip lift. That's about activating your glutes instead of moving your lower back. Okay, so you're maintaining your neutral spine there. Things like the single leg deadlift, that's about maintaining a neutral spine while you are forward and separating your hips. And many of the other exercises as well. These functional movement exercises, you have to maintain a neutral spine while your limbs are moving in various directions. So let's talk about two other exercises in particular. Okay, first is the plank. Okay, so plank is a core exercise, and like many of the core exercises, it's about having a solid core and a neutral spine while you are resisting something that's trying to make your spine go out of alignment. Okay, so plank is a perfect example of that. Plank is simply you're on the ground and trying to maintain your shoulders, hips, and heels all in a singular line. So the resistance is just from gravity, okay, trying to pull you back, trying to pull your hips forward and out of alignment, or you're also resisting the urge to make it easier by pushing your hips up and moving your spine out of alignment. Okay? And that's a really important exercise because any kind of push-up variation you do is going to be based on the regular plank. Okay? So you really want to be paying special attention to your neutral spine in any plank or plank variation.